So what's step one to getting ready to quit your job, to work for yourself? What would that be? And as much as I want to say, you just do it, you just start, you just go out there and do the thing, because that's how I'm wired. I'm not one to just sit down and think about stuff initially. Like, I want to get going. I want to see progress. I want to see momentum. However, that's what got me in trouble in the first place. So we don't do that anymore, especially not with as much is on the line whenever you're doing something like this. Even Hormozy talks about how it was the hardest thing for him to do was to leave his job. And I totally resonate with that, only in hindsight, because the first time I did it, I didn't have enough respect for how hard it is to make your own way, to earn your own income, to start your own thing, and to get it off the ground. It's a bear. And I applaud everyone who has done it and made it on their own, because goodness, it's tough. But all that said, you got to start with why. You got to figure out the real why behind why you want to do this. Because there's going to be so many moments where you're wondering, why am I putting up with this job? Why am I putting up with this? And I need you to go back to and remember why you are. And realize that you might not be there yet until that day comes. So here's the thing. We're going to come up with something called the exit statement. Your exit statement, I want you to sit down and think about the real reason, the uncomfortable truth of why you want to leave, why you want to quit, why you want to work for yourself. For me, it was always, I just wanted to own my own time. And that meant if I wanted to get up super early and work out and do my own thing, I could do that. If I wanted to sleep in and not set an alarm, that's what I wanted to do. If I wanted to be able to if I wanted to be able to go on a ski trip, I wanted to be able to do that and work the hours that I wanted. And all that's a thing. Yeah, we take our trips. We went to Italy for 2 weeks. Anytime we travel for the holidays, my family knows Jake still is going to have to work, but I can at least manipulate it around the times that I want to. There's no more of the times of being 24/7 on call where I'm called out while we're at an anniversary dinner or Thanksgiving or anything like that, because I own my own time. So that was my main reason why. In fact, it wasn't even money. Now, I wanted the option to be able to control my own income potential, because in a job, no matter what they tell you, you're still going to be capped. You're still going to be capped by whether it's politics at work or the territory you're put in or whatever it might be, you're still going to be capped. And so I wanted to own my own income potential. Realizing that when I stepped away from my job, I was going to make less initially, because I knew that. I did have a well-paying job, and I knew it would probably take me a while to get what I had going on the side, land in notes, to a point where it superseded that. But it was enough of an income and enough of a real sure thing that I felt comfortable stepping into it. Plus, I had an emergency savings and all that. We'll get into all that. Step one, we're figuring out why. So we're writing down your exit statement. You're going to sit down and figure out your real reason why you want to quit. And just to add, a reason to quit is not because you hate your manager, because you have difficult clients, because you had a bad day. Even if you don't enjoy the work, that's okay, but that's not a reason to quit. Because the thing is, we're adults, right? We got to be mature about this. And again, I made the immature decision when I was immature and left too early, and it left me in a world of hurt. And I want to spare you from that, because it doesn't have to be that way. Okay? So just remember that. That can be more money. That can be for family. That can be because you want a yacht. Whatever it is. I don't care. But this isn't the facey thing that you put up on Facebook or LinkedIn. This is the real reason that's going to keep you going in those moments of doubt, of when you get a call from the client that you don't want to go see, when you get a ping from your manager asking if you can hop on after hours. This is the thing you're going to point to. This is what I'm working towards. So you can do this a couple ways. I like to keep a journal. And so every single day, I would wake up and write down this statement in my journal so I would see it and know that this is what I'm working towards. Alternatively, you can take out a piece of paper and write this down. This is why I want to work for myself. You're going to fold that piece of paper up and keep it in your glove box or your laptop, somewhere you can pull it out in those times where you can just remember, this is what I'm working towards. The more you look at it, the better. You can say it out loud. That's going to trigger another part of the brain and make it become more real. You're also going to date it, because dating it will bring it from someday to today. Today, this is what I'm working on. Today, this is what I'm doing. Not someday, today. And it's not going to work just enough to write it on your phone and keep it in your notes app. Write it down on a pen and paper. Create that friction to make it real. So that's step one. It's called getting clear, not going clear for all you Scientologists out there. Getting clear. We got to get clear on our why, because that's going to be our compass as we work through and wade through all of what's to come. Stay tuned for step 2.